Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. I'm recording a little bit earlier today. Want to do some things around the house. And so it's a little bit after 3. This will go, or after 2. Well, it's after 2 o'clock. I have to move back my clock back there. So you'll see this at 7 p.m. tonight. All right. So I'm Chris Gudgelo. I have my weekly podcast, Real Estate with Mr. G. I also have a blog called Real Estate with Mr. G.blog. And it has up to 5 articles and about 3 videos per week that informs you about the real estate industry. And then also via the podcast, we talk about, usually it will be a one article that will focus on for our podcast. And usually it's a article that's really a current event one, where today, for instance, we're going to talk about the government shutdown and how it affects you. All right. Now, I am working in a marketing role for Realty Connect LLC. And that is a nationwide real estate service where once you enter my website, and let me put that up here. Where you could buy or list anywhere in the United States, you could go to realestatewithmrg.us and you put in your information, and you will be greeted by up to 3 top producers in that locale that you're interested in buying. Okay, I'm in Hampton Roads, Virginia, but if you're watching this and you are in Temecula, California, and you're coming to Norfolk to buy a house, you want to sell your house out there, buy a house here in Norfolk, we could help you. Okay, and so I'm doing the marketing. We could talk. I could give you recommendations. I could give you advice, but the actual showing and or listing of a property will be done by a top producing agent within the Realty Connect realm. Okay, let's put it that way. All right. So let me show you a little video that kind of like puts that in a nutshell, what I just said, if that's possible, and see if this helps. So I hope that helps. I hope that sort of summarized what I just said. Again, and let me just add, there's no additional fee for this. It's not because you're going through my website. There's an extra point to me. No, my fee will be coming from either the sales side or the buyer side as my commission. I get a portion of that. So there's no extra fee when you use my service, and you're basically getting two agents for the price of one. I've been in the real estate business. I think it's now about 33 years now, and I have an MBA. I also have a license to teach real estate, so I can be very helpful. Okay, and I enjoy marketing. I enjoy producing vehicles. I enjoy producing videos and different postings to social media. I enjoy doing that, and so I put myself now in the marketing role to continue my real estate career. Okay, so I hope that's helpful and you understand what I do. Okay, so what's our topic question? I basically just said it already, but we have Shantae. I think she's from, I forgot where she's from. She might be out from San Diego, I think.
Hello, Mr. G. I want to purchase a home now before the holidays, but am concerned about the government shutdown. What does the government shutdown really mean for the housing market? With your vast and uncanny knowledge of the real estate market, any advice that you give will be most appreciated. I watch your video podcasts all the time and find them most informative and fun. Keep it going strong in 2026.
Thanks so much. And that's a big question on a lot of people's mind right now. We've had now a shutdown for over a month. When I was actively showing real estate, of course, we had one, I guess, maybe going back 10 years now or so, or maybe a little bit less than that. And we had concerns as well. What we're going to talk about today is about the whole process of going through a real estate transaction. Now, we're not going to talk about how now the economy, I mean, if you work for the government, if you've been furloughed, if you're not getting paid, of course, that's, a completely different scene. But if you're not employed by the government, if you're a part of the private sector and you're still working and you're either thinking about selling your home and or buying a home, how will this government shutdown affect you? So let's take a look here. Now, this article was on my blog actually Friday, and I thought it was really on point of what's going on right now. So there's been a lot of talk about lately about the government shutdowns and how does it impact the housing market, all right? And the short answer is no. The housing market doesn't stop. It keeps moving. Homes are being bought and sold. Contracts are still being signed and closing are still happening. The difference is a few parts of the process may slow down a little. But overall, the market continues to function. So here is what typically happens. So whenever the government shuts down, some federal agencies temporarily close or scale back their operations. That can cause a few hiccups in real estate, especially when it comes to processing certain types of government loans and insurance requirements. So, for instance, applicants for FHA, VA, or USDA loans, which account for about 1/4 of all mortgage applications, may encounter significant processing delays due to agency furloughs. All right. So if you're buying a home with an FHA, a VA, I don't know why I don't have Fannie Mae up there. That is also backed by the government. Um, these are now conventional loans over here. So if you're going that route where it's backed by the government, there will be some sort of slowdown, processing delays. So you may not close in 30 days. It might take 40 days, 45 days. It might take 60 days. So that process is slowed up because they might not have a full staff in the office. So also adds to it, by recent estimates, more than 2,500 mortgage originations per working day are at risk of delays during a shutdown. All right. So from the very beginning, from where you are applying for a mortgage and they start the paperwork to see if you are eligible for that loan, that might be slowed up. All right. What they also add here, flood insurance approvals may also be paused. The National Flood Insurance Program can be temporarily affected, which delays closings in flood zones. All right, because if your house is in the flood zone, the bank is not going to give you that loan if it's not backed up by a flood insurance policy. So if there's a delay to get that approved, that could delay your closing. So in this case, this could be where you did not go with a government-backed mortgage, but still, if your house is in the flood zone, you might have a delay because there's not enough people to process that paperwork that goes along with that. So even with those challenges and delays, most transactions still go through. Buyers keep on buying, sellers keep on selling, and agents keep helping people move forward. And you can see that play out in this data. If you look back at the most recent government shutdown that began in the end of 2018, so that's going back about 7 years and lasted for 35 days. Sales activity dipped very slightly during the closure, but picked right back up once the government reopened. So here on this chart, you see these two orange bars, and that's when we had the government shutdown from December 22nd of 2018 to January 1st of January 25th of 2019. So you have a little bit of a slowdown of the amount of homes that were bought and sold, right? But then we see, then the next one, it quickly goes back up to where it was before. And actually it's a little bit higher than it was, let's say, going back to November of 2018. So the housing industry usually just bounces back. So don't panic. Most deals will still move forward, even if it takes a few extra days. All right. Now, what they add here, and this is important, because people do have that fear, and they say, well, I'm not going to enter the real estate market right now, either if I'm selling or buying. But in one way, if you're determined and this is not bothering you, if you're not affected by not getting paid by the government, well, then you will have less competition when you are purchasing a home, okay? So, and that's nice. It's nice being able to view different homes and have a little time to make a decision without the fear that that house is going to be snatched up 1, 2, 3. So that's a positive side to that. And because of that, because of maybe the smaller amount of buyers in the market, motivated sellers may be more willing to negotiate. These brief slowdowns often create a moment where you can make a move that would that would be harder once activity ramps back up. All right, so it's not. And when I say this, I know a lot of people are hurting with the government shutdown. But again, if you're in a situation where you're working in the private sector and you have your income coming in, um, it shouldn't stop you from either purchasing a home or listing a home. All right. So I'm going to show a little. I think I think this is the one here. A little video that kind of again summarizes what we just discussed. All right, so I hope that was helpful. That nicely summarized that, what we just talked about. And so, again, financially, if you're not hurting because of the shutdown, you should still move ahead and look for those homes. And again, you will have less competition, and sellers will be more willing to negotiate with you because of that less competition. Now, before we go to my resource materials, um, we did this little graphic this week on our blog, and a lot of people feel or fear that if they have student loan debt, they're not eligible for a mortgage to go and apply for a mortgage, and it keeps them from buying a home. 32% of first-time home buyers have student loan debt. The median amount is $30,000. So whatever your amount is, what you owe, still speak to a lender and see what your possibilities are. The best way to go straight to the source, someone who will know the lending parameters on this. But again, a lot of people say, hey, I have the student loan debt, it knocks me out of the market to buy a home. Not so. Keep on trying, speak to different lenders and see what they could do for you. All right. Which now leads us to my blog site. If you look down here, realestateWithMrG.blog/resource-materials. We have now our both our first time. Well, actually, this is the first time home buyers. This is actually good to read. It's actually good for who I just talked about. People with student loan debt. Maybe they just came out of college and they want to buy something, and this is a good guide to download for free. Okay, there's no cost to this. But we also have, and these guides come out quarterly. So this is the fall 2025 edition of things to consider when buying a home, all right, as well as things to consider when selling your house. Again, the fall 2025 edition. Most likely, these will be updated next month for the winter edition of purchasing or selling a home. And again, you download these for free. All right, we're moving nicely along. I like to keep these under 30 minutes because I think, people begin to lose their attention, and it's better to do this way. But I hear from our uh, producer, Isabella, that we may have a special guest in the audience. Is that true? Is that true, Isabella?
Mr. G, great news. We have a very special and famous celebrity in the audience. Starting as a young man composing and singing his own songs for Motown, this celebrity is honored in the recording industry as a musical genius for many decades. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Stevie Wonder.
Wow. And he looks great. I mean, it looks like back in the 1960s. God bless him. That was nice, Mr. Stevie Wonder, to stop by. Okay, so that's our show for today. I hope you learned some good things from it. And we'll see you next time. And always, I have to find my closing. And always remember, the greatest power we have is to love, and the greatest gift is each other. And I'll see you next time.